Alright, so we're on our way, or I should say I am on my way to meet back up with Kieran, and she is working right down the road from where I'm at currently. I just decided to stop in and look at a job I did over a year ago, about a year ago right now. This is for a client who had a composite deck, a plastic wood deck that had major issues. It expanded lengthwise and pushed up actually against the foundation and caused a lot of ripples in the deck. I got recommended for the job. They asked me what I would do. I told them what I would do, and they agreed. And so we're gonna go take a look at that right now and see how it looks about a year later. All right. Here is the deck. I like to check my reveals. Make sure nothing's expanded, contracted beyond an acceptable reason. The material I chose for this job was Ipe. It's an exotic wood, and it's really dense, incredibly dense. I mean, this stuff is, you know, when you look at like ironwood or, you know, it's hard. It's one of the hardest woods there is. You go through a lot of tooling when you use it, because it destroys, it really destroys. It's like cutting steel all day long. It destroys saw blades, the carbide tips, carbide router bits, plug cutters, you know, you name it. This wood destroys it. But the application here, I thought, in my opinion, it called for it. This is a shady area. This area never gets any sunlight whatsoever. So it's in the backside. The ocean's on the other side of the house, so we're that close to the ocean. Literally, it's like 200 yards, you're in the ocean. This wood, the skirt, this skirt right here, this is redwood. So that I reclaimed from another job, and I mitered the corner. I usually don't miter my corners on exterior stuff because they always open up. This one's held up pretty good. It's opened up a little bit, the bottom there, but I mean, this is really acceptable. This is a year later. There's a glue joint right here. Glue joint has held remarkably well. Some people say that redwood it's oily, it's got a lot of tannins in it. I agree, there is. Makes it hard to glue. I was concerned about that, and it has held up really, really good. This one's opened up a little bit more, but I mean, we're that close to the ground. I sealed all my end cuts with a wax, a paraffin, or like a penetrating wax. These ones I'm gonna touch these up. I'm glad I stopped by. So what I can see is, you know, I can see these need to be touched up. See these checks? There's a check here, there's a check here, there's a check there. Sealing up the end cuts prevents that. I will revisit this job, and I will seal those end cuts. you know, this one, the wax is definitely, I mean, you can see the wax coming off of there. You know, it might have, come off a little bit more on the upper. They might not have put enough on in the first place when I initially did it. So I am going to come back and fix that. This is the fasteners here. These are all plugs. So what I did was I countersunk all the screws, stainless screws, and then I epoxied the plugs in. Again, the glue is it's a big decision. If you're gonna do this, if you're gonna do anything exterior and use woods that are oily, have a lot of tannins to them, you have to be really selective over your choice of glue. And in addition to the deck, I also did their stall here. So this is, okay, see how rusty these are? Yeah, see how rusty those screws are? That's why you use stainless steel. Always stainless steel. This is galvanized right here. You know, it's not gonna be long before that's rusted through. So we did the shower as well. And there's absolutely no finish on any of this material. This wood is 100% zero finish, low maintenance. The only thing I did was seal the end cuts. And this will be, I mean, this is gonna last longer than I'm alive. This will last until somebody doesn't want this here. They take it out, and that's usually what ends most great things. All right, I gotta go. I'm late for work.